Hi, my name is Kayla Ken, and I'm here today to talk to you about a change in our weekly schedule with school. Already, we spend 5 days a week at school, and it is very stressful when you are actually trying to keep up with your grades and keep an outside life. I honestly don't think that 2 days out of every 7 day week is enough for like a break, an actual breather. For students and faculty and staff and teachers, I just don't think that's enough time. Um, a lot of students, majority of the students at high school and sometimes middle school have very busy lives outside of just school. Some work, some play sports, some have hard responsibilities at home that they sometimes have to focus on that sometimes are more important than school. And it gets very overwhelming as a child when the only important thing in your life should be school. Sometimes it's just not like that. Most kids seem to lash out when they are extremely overwhelmed, and is very usual because I've been like that before. Um, I care a lot about my grades, and I try to stay on all of my work in 7 different classes on top of taking college classes, and it is very hard sometimes. And sometimes you just need a break. You need a break. That 2 day weekend, and then sometimes that one Monday we get off here and there in the school week, it's not enough to like just breathe and take in everything that you're doing at school and that you have to do. Um, most students just give up. Sadly, they end up giving up because it's like, I'm never gonna catch up. I'm never gonna understand all of this material, and I'm never gonna amount to be able to do all of this stuff and have everything my teacher is asking for turned in, on top of going to work, on top of getting enough amount of sleep. And it's hard, and it is devastating and heartbreaking that is a lot of reasons why kids drop out of school and don't get their high school diploma. I have friends and family members that have dropped out of high school, and some of them even stop at after middle school because it's just too much for them. I normally get about 6 or 7 hours of sleep every night before school, and in first and second period, I'm not fully aware of what's going on because all I'm thinking about is sleep. Once my energy starts to build and I get riled up and ready to learn third through seventh period, I mean, I done missed out on first and second periods material. So what? The next day I think I'm gonna go and try to get caught up on what was taught yesterday, but I can't because the same thing repeats. I'm tired in that class again. Teachers are really good people. Teachers are teaching, I believe teaching and being a doctor is one of the hardest jobs in the world because it's like after a while you just forget about yourself. It's not about you anymore. It's about that student, that life, that parent that you have to take care of, and they depend on you. Teachers have so much work to do throughout the whole year. It's like their job is never done. Every night they're coming up with a new lesson plan for tomorrow's activity. And some kids aren't caught up with yesterday, so they have to come up with different stuff, different strategies, and different things to do to help that child focus on what he needs. And then the rest of the class gets to go on, and it's just so much. And the pay is, I have not heard that being a teacher, the pay is absolutely perfect. I've never heard that. So you don't know. Is it's really scary when you care about your future, but it just feels like nothing is going your way or nothing is going right. And I just honestly feel like that Monday off or that Friday off or any day throughout the week, you just take a break because you need a break. You just need to relax. You need to breathe and just endure everything that has flashed before your eyes in a week. Kids nowadays do not even come to school rarely. At my school, there are not a lot of kids that come to school weekly. Kids miss 3 days out of a 5 day week. And it's just like, well, why you weren't here? I was tired, or I just didn't feel like it. Wasn't energized enough. I didn't feel good. And having no sleep, getting no sleep at all a night before, and then you have to go and do so much work the next day, that can make you nauseous. I am a walking victim because I've stayed up many nights to study for a test. It's time to take the test. I don't even feel good because I ain't ate, I ain't slept, I ain't been doing nothing but just draining my brain with material so I can pass a test. A 30-question test I've stayed up 12 hours to study for. I just feel like that extra day off, I could have used that day to study. Teachers have outside lives rather than just teaching. They have kids, they have family emergencies that they need to go to, deaths in the family. Like everything, school is very important, do not get me wrong, but sometimes you just need a break. And I'm gonna run that to the ground because you just need a break sometimes. You just need a break. Teachers spend a lot of time at school and with their peers that work with them and the principals and the students at school. They do not even spend a lot of time with their own families because they have so much going on with the school. Teachers do morning tutoring, then spend a whole day at school, then do afternoon tutoring for someone else's child. And it is hard work and dedication to be a teacher, and of course you knew what you signed up for, but those 4 days a week, I can do that. 4 days a week, that's fine. 5 days a week, it gets exhausting. It gets exhausting. Like, I'm teaching you this stuff, and some kids don't. The teachers feel like they're not even important because some kids don't pay attention in class. Some kids just come to class just to come. They don't care, and then there's the ones that do care. But it's just you need a break. You need a break. Sometimes you need to relax. You need to just let your brain just go to sleep. Just go to sleep. Someday you need to sleep a whole 24 hours just so you can get caught up on your rest. And it's just not fair to be forced to school every single day. And then you're spending 8 hours of school time in a day. 8 hours a day. 8 hours of learning. You get 25 minutes. I know personally at my school, we get 25 minutes to eat lunch. Depending on what time you get to school in the morning time, you get about 15-20 minutes for breakfast. Has my food digested? I don't think my food has digested yet. I just don't think that 5 days a week, 5 days a week, you're really learning 3-day work material. Nobody takes it serious because it's like, okay, I'm learning all of this and I got a test next week. I can't do it. They just feel like they can't do it. And they should not feel like that because those 4 days out the week, that Monday or that Friday you have on top of the other 2 weekend days, you have those days to get caught up on everything. If you're really dedicated those 3 days, people would take those 3 days extremely serious when it comes to letting us out for 3 days every week instead of going 5 days a week. I know I would. That Monday I'd study, I'd get my sleep in, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and then on Monday I would do nothing but study and prepare myself for the next 4 days of the school week. I'm not understanding why is it an issue on why can't we be in school for 4 days a week instead of 5? I'm sure the learning rate would go up if it was 4 days out of 5 days we were at school. Because we're so dependent on just get you don't I honestly don't even learn at school anymore. I don't think I learn at school anymore. I learn enough so I can pass the test, but it's not really sticking with me. I'm not even really learning, but I feel as though if we were at school for 4 days a week and we were learning 4 days a week material worth of stuff, I feel like I would actually learn and be engaged and actually understand what I'm doing in school, just not enough for me to pass the test. And teachers as well, they are overwhelmed just with the students as well, because they have kids they have to help when they're at home. They are helping someone else's children. They have a husband. They have to cook when they get home, clean up the house, and outside activities that they have to do with their children. I just do not feel like we should be in school for 5 days a week learning not much, and then expecting us to pass every single test that they give us. Is not fair. I honestly do not think it's fair, and I feel like 4 days a week is better. 3 days of a weekend, and we can learn more. That's just my opinion.